Emily drove through the dimly lit streets, her heart racing with excitement. Tonight was her first babysitting job for the Johnson family. As she parked in front of their home, she glanced at the imposing house, its windows dark like empty eyes. She gets out of the car and walks up to the front door, taking a deep breath. Just a normal night, she whispered to herself, trying to shake off the unease. The door creaked open, revealing Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, who welcomed her warmly. "Thanks for coming, Emily," Mrs. Johnson said, handing her a list of instruction. "Jack and Mia are excited to see you." Emily smiled and nodded, feeling reassured as they left. "Remember, if you need anything, just call," Mr. Johnson added before they drove off. "Hey, you two, ready for a fun night?" Emily called out cheerfully. "Yeah!" they shouted in unison, bouncing with energy. As they settled in, Emily made popcorn and turned on the TV. Jack started telling a spooky story. There was once a babysitter who heard a strange voice on the phone, and it kept asking about the kids. Jack narrated, his eyes wide with excitement. Emily chuckled, trying to lighten the mood. "That sounds scary, but I promise I'll protect you both." They laughed together, but Emily couldn't shake the eerie feeling creeping in from the shadows. Suddenly the phone rang, interrupting their laughter. Emily jumped. "I'll get it," she said, trying to sound brave. She picked up the receiver, but only silence greeted her. "Hello?" she asked, but there was no response. Feeling unsettled, she returned to the kids, who were still playing. "Everything okay?" Mia asked, looking up at her with innocent eyes. "Just a wrong number," Emily replied, forcing a smile. Let's get back to our movie." As they resumed watching, the phone rang again, sending a jolt of fear through her. Emily answered the phone, her heart racing. "Who is this?" she demanded. A deep voice replied, "Are the children home?" Panic rose within her. She glanced back at the kids, who were now silent, sensing her fear. "Who are you?" Emily pressed, her voice trembling. "Check on the children," the voice warned before hanging up. Emily felt chills run down her spine. She turned to the kids, who were now visibly scared. "Let's play a game," she suggested, trying to distract them. "How about hide and seek?" But the game did little to ease her anxiety. The atmosphere felt thick with dread. The game ended, and Emily felt the need to check the house. She got up, trying to act normal. "Stay here for a moment, okay?" she told Jack and Mia as she walked toward the front door. She checked the locks and found them secure, but felt an overwhelming urge to investigate. The kids watched her nervously. Emily tiptoed through the rooms, her flashlight cutting through the darkness. Every creak of the floorboards made her heart race. "Is anyone there?" she called, but only silence answered her. As she moved to the kitchen, she heard a faint sound coming from upstairs, a soft thud. "What was that?" she whispered, dread settling in her stomach. Emily turned pale, her instincts screaming that something was wrong. She quickly went back to the kids. "Everything's fine," she assured them, though her voice was shaky. "Let's stay together." But as the phone rang again, her heart dropped. She picked it up quickly. "Check on the children," the voice said, sending chills through her. Fear gripped her. She rushed to the kids' room, her breath quickening. "Jack! Mia!" she called, pushing the door open. To her relief, they were safe, asleep in their beds. But she knew she couldn't let her guard down. Emily returned to the living room, her mind racing. The power flickered and then went out, plunging the house into darkness. "Jack! Mia!" she whispered urgently, searching for her flashlight. Just then she heard footsteps creaking on the stairs. She grabbed her phone, using its light to illuminate the room. "Stay close to me," she said, her heart pounding. As the footsteps drew closer, she prepared herself to face the intruder, adrenaline pumping through her veins. Just then, the sound of sirens filled the air outside. Emily's heart soared with hope. "The police!" she shouted, rushing to the door. "They're here!" The door burst open and the officers entered, flashlights blazing. "Where is he?" one officer asked, scanning the room. Emily pointed toward the stairs. "He's up there!" she gasped. The police quickly apprehended the intruder, revealing a man with a sinister grin. Relief washed over Emily as she hugged Jack and Mia tightly. "You're safe now," she whispered, tears in her eyes. Days later, Emily tried to put the terrifying night behind her once she was back at home, but a sense of unease lingered. Then the phone rang again. An unknown number flashed on the screen. With trembling hands, she picked it up. "Hello?" she said, her heart racing. "You should check on the children," the voice said ominously, sending her heart into her throat. Emily froze, realizing that the nightmare might not be over yet. The fear gripped her once more as she hung up the phone, knowing she could never truly escape the horror.